All right, what's up guys? Welcome back. So last time you guys saw this, we were working on the front end and we're still doing that. So in the meantime, what I've done is I built this bracket here and I just got it tacked on. So now our rack is essentially where it goes. But I also been working on these plates. So I got one here, so we're gonna cap the ends of the frame. So then we can start doing our tubing. So I'm gonna get these tacked on and grind them to shape a little more, and then probably just leave them tacked until I get the tube on. I'm gonna plan on leaving everything tacked until basically I get everything in place. Front, bar, cross members, get my steering column in, the steering shaft, just all that stuff, just excited, and shock hoops. I would hate for to build something, weld it, and then have it interfere with something else and then have to cut it out or do whatever. So gonna just get everything mocked up, built, tacked, fabbed up, and then we'll come back, pull it apart, weld everything. So I'm gonna get these welded on. So this next step is only needed if you let your materials sit out in the rain for a couple years. So I'm gonna take the flap disc to this and try to get this pipe cleaned up so we'll be able to slide it through the bender. So I just changed my mind again on how we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be actually pretty simple. So I got the tube set up in the bender. I'm getting ready to do my first 90 and we'll take it from there. Got the front hoop in place, leveled out, and got her tacked up. So that's looking decent there. The engine's got a little rake, so it looks crooked, but it's level with the rest of the frame. So now I'm gonna start working on my bar that's gonna come from here, out, and then down a little bit to kind of stiffen it up, and it'll look the same as the rear frame. So I'm gonna do some measuring, get this cut, bend it up a little, and see how it looks out. All right, I got my next piece cut. This is gonna go here like this, and it's probably gonna come down about 20 degrees, put a bend in it and tie in like that. So I'm gonna throw this thing in the bender and bend it up and see how it looks. How we look? Are we straight? Straight enough, huh? It ain't got no gas in it. 0, 0. How's that look there?
Straight.
Decent? No, you mean placement wise.
Looks very symmetrical.
All right, so kind of jumped ahead. Don't really remember the last thing I showed you guys, but I've just been out here working slowly, getting some things done. So check out what we got going so far. We got the front tube, the main tube that wraps around. Ended up being low enough so that the radiator can just sit right on top of this. Didn't have to put any weird bends in it or anything. Threw this guy up here, put this in. Went ahead and built a removable center crossmember here. The goal is, you know, it should provide plenty of side to side with this and this, you know, both being here. But with this, the deal is, you know, not that I'm planning on having to pull the pan off, but on these trucks, you can't pull the pan off without raising the engine. So I figure since I don't have any other cross members, we have this one. We can unbolt the 2 Allens on each side, drop the center out. And if the axle is drooped down, there'll be plenty of room to get the pan off. So that should be good there. Whipped up a couple shock hoops. So we got this one here and I just tacked it, as you can see. And this side I tacked, and I actually have a couple tabs. I know it's dark over here. Got a couple tabs up here and was just kind of test fitting to make sure it was gonna work. So that'll sit level there and kind of level there. I went ahead and did this side first because I wanted to make sure it would clear all the turbo stuff. So as you can see, it's pretty close to this, pretty close to that flange there, but it'll all clear still. And in the future, if I change this, it'll be no big deal, but I wanted to make sure it would work this way. So we're good there. The other thing I did is started on my steering shaft. So this is actually the factory steering shaft. And this end is the end that goes up on the column up there. And it is actually the exact right size as the steering rack. But the problem is this joint was on this side with this big rag joint, and we don't want that. So what I did is actually pressed out the U-joint here and press this one out and actually swap sides. So now we have the joint we need with, you know, pretty small. And this actually has a little bit of slip to it still. And then I think we'll hack this off here, put another U-joint, build a shaft to the new column, and we're getting that figured out. So that's cool. But I'm thinking the next step is gonna be welding this out. I don't think I need to build anything else. I just gotta add the tabs for the shocks, and then everything structurally wise is pretty much done. And we'll still have to build radiator mounts and stuff like that, but that'll come later. You know, after this stuff's done. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld some of these up more, and then we're actually gonna break these tacks. I'm gonna pull the whole front frame off just so I can weld it easier. I don't think, you know, I can weld it this way, but why not just pop it off? I'll know exactly where it goes, especially if we leave the shock hoops. I'll be able to just slide it right back in, butt those up, and do it. But that brings me to my next thing. So you can see when I built everything, you know, it's just tacked with MIG. It's quick, it works just to get things holding together. But after we TIG welded the whole back half back here, we're not gonna MIG weld the front. So I borrowed Mikey's TIG welder last time, but it was time for us to step it up. So in these boxes, we've got here some brand new, which I've had for a while, but I haven't busted them out yet. Brand new setup. So this is actually a water cooler, and we've got the TIG and a bunch of consumables, all this. So we're gonna be getting that unboxed and get this stuff set up. But we're gonna save all this TIG welding stuff for another video. So that's probably gonna be it for this video. Just kinda wanted to check in. I know haven't got a whole bunch done, and I've been slow, just cruising through this thing, but we're finally getting to the point where we're about to start welding this thing, hopefully get it finished up and, you know, get it all on the track again. So next video, we'll be probably putting this welder together, start TIGging this stuff up, and just keep on rolling. We'll see you on the next one.